Hello YouTube! I really hope this is in focus. It's my first ever video, so I know very little about making videos. So let's give it a go. But I am Hannah, so I'll introduce myself. I am an au pair. I'm originally from South Africa, but I'm currently au pairing in a suburb of Paris called Saint-Germain-en-Laye. And I just moved here exactly a week ago. So this is officially my first week of working here in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, but I've actually been in France for 3 months already. This is my second host family. I recently went through a rematch. I'm not going to get into a lot of details about that. Maybe one day I'll make a video about my rematch story and everything, but I was previously in a host family in a different area and a lot further away from Paris. So I'm currently au pairing for a family with one girl. She's 5 years old and she's adorable. She is so sweet and we've had such a lovely week together so far. Of course, it's only been 1 week, but you know, every single day we get closer and we have more fun together, and I'm just hoping it'll get even funner and better. And I have one host mom, just one host mom. I don't have a host dad, and she's also lovely. They're from Chad, which is so cool because I get a mix of different cultures. So I have that French culture aspect, but I also have the culture of Chad that I'm learning about being here, so that is just so cool. Of course, after having gone through Rematch, at the beginning of this week I was super duper nervous. It was a really hard thing to face, and choosing a family was really difficult for me because even if a family seemed really great and they seemed to have no issues I could tell, it was still really nerve-wracking to move in and to choose them as a family because I knew that sometimes it doesn't work out even when you think it will at the beginning, as did with my last host family. So yeah, it hasn't been the easiest of the past few weeks, and even this past week has had some difficult parts of just me adjusting. I've recorded a lot of different snippets throughout the week, so I'd love to take you through my first week as an au pair here. I can talk a little bit about my matching and moving in and how that all went. So I had 2 weeks to before I needed to find a new host family. So I immediately got searching for a new host family when I was still at my old host family. And so I was talking with a lot of different families, and I got in contact with this family as one of those families pretty early on. So very soon I had an interview with her. So it was on a Saturday. I came here and saw the house, met the beautiful little girl, met the mom, and I liked the area and it was very nice. But I was speaking with a lot of different host families and weighing up the pros and cons, and a lot of those host families were speaking with a lot of different au pairs. So there was a lot of factors that were going into this decision. So I then, on that Tuesday, a few days later, I went to Germany for a week, and I spent a lovely time there with my cousins, Johnny and Taylor, and we just had the best time. I spent Easter weekend with them, and it was such a lovely environment for me to be in this time when life wasn't easy and things weren't sure, and yeah, I was really grateful to have family around me. After a week, I came back to Paris and I stayed with some family friends here who are living in a suburb outside of Paris. And that week, that Tuesday, I was in contact with this host mom again. So actually in Germany, we had gotten into contact again, and I had just reached out thinking for sure she had found another au pair, but I hadn't. I had been waiting for her to get back to me on her decision, but she was waiting for me to get back to her on her decision, so neither of us had messaged each other for at least a week. And then we messaged each other again, and we both agreed, hey, actually, we'd like to match with each other. So we officially had a call on the Wednesday, the day after I came back from Germany, and organized everything and officially matched. And it was such a lovely call because the host mom actually told me that the girl chose who her au pair was, and she chose me. And she interviewed a lot of au pairs, so I was really honored to be chosen by the girl. And you know, I think that just builds such a strong foundation with my relationship with this girl. Then, so that was on Wednesday. On Friday, I move in. So it was all very spur of the moment. We had barely gotten to know each other. We barely had spoken. It was just one short interview and then a short call confirming that I was going to move in. And I moved in 2 days later. So it was nothing like my first experience where I had matched with my family months before I arrived, and we had talked and gotten to know each other and had many calls and things. So this was so different. So for that reason, moving day, Friday, was definitely very nerve-wracking for me. I was so nervous the whole day. Just thinking, you know, I have no idea what it's gonna be like when I arrive. Will we get along, you know? But also mixed with great thankfulness that I had found a family that was nice and I was happy to be with, you know? So there was a lot of emotion swirling, and it was a very busy day for me. And in the afternoon, I left and I had a suitcase and a big backpack, and they were living on a suburb on the opposite side of Paris as I was living, also quite far out. So I had to go more than 2 hours to get to my host mom. And she welcomed me here, and I came up and started unpacking. So that was my move-in story. Then comes the weekend. So on Saturday morning, the next morning after I move in, I had to take a long journey to where I used to live, not exactly there, but very nearby, one of the towns nearby, to where one of my friends stayed, who I had made friends with when I was living there. And she's also an au pair there from America. Shout out to Riley. So Riley was so sweet, and she let me keep her bags at her house while I was in Germany and doing all the matching things and all that. And she was very nice to bring my bags to me, and we had a lovely time. We had some lunch. She took me to look at the wildflowers and the countryside. And then I made quite a long journey back to my host parents' house again, with 2 humongous suitcases and a backpack. Yep. Here's all my bags. Got them all. So, on my way. So I went on an RER, and now I went onto the tram with these 2 big boys. It has been a journey, I will say that. But I am so grateful for my friend Riley, who helped me out. And now it's gonna be, after this tram, it's gonna be a 12-minute walk with these bags. So wish me luck. And I finished the rest of the evening just making sure all my room was done, putting up my posters, decorating, and making it feel like home. Then on Sunday, I had a really busy day. I usually have quite busy days on Sunday because I always go into Paris for church. So I go to Hillsong Church. So I went there at noon, and my friend Gigi came with me. So we went to church, and then afterwards we met up with another au pair, Noma, who's a friend of ours, who's actually from the same hometown I'm from in South Africa. So that was really awesome. We had a lovely picnic along the Seine. A very classic thing to do as an au pair in Paris, and now the weather is finally starting to warm up here, and so we can do stuff like that without being freezing cold. So I really enjoyed that, and afterwards we went to a beautiful park, and then straight after that we went to salsa class. So once a week we go to salsa class. I haven't gone very often just because of all my life changes. Traveling and moving and everything prevented me from going many weeks, but I finally got to go again this weekend, and it's always really fun, but definitely a lot of exercise and a lot of work. But I really enjoyed it, and that was so fun. So yeah. Okay, so now I can start talking more about my official first week of working. So I actually have only worked 4 days this week because my work week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. So right now I'm off work, and Saturday I work. So I still have 1 more day to work technically during the week. So if I have something to show for tomorrow, then I'll add it in after this. But I've had a really great first week of working. It's been quite nice. It's been a lot of learning the new schedule, and getting to know the family, settling into the area. So on my first day, on Monday, my host mom was really nice, and she walked with me to pick up my host kid from her school at lunchtime, and we came back all together, had lunch, and went back to school. So my host kid goes to 2 different schools, a French and an English school. So she has a very busy schedule because twice a week I have to pick her up and do that routine of giving her lunch and taking her to her other school. And every day the times and places where I need to pick her up and take her to changes. So I don't have a problem with having, a kind of different schedule, but it's just something to learn and get used to. And this week has definitely been that, but my host mom's been really great. It's a really nice environment to live and work in, and we've had lovely times having dinner together. Last night I actually cooked a meal, my signature dish, taco soup, and that was my first little contribution of my home culture, even though I'm not Mexican. But I made my home in South Africa. My mom makes that a lot, so that was something that I was very happy to share with my host family. Other than school, she also has a lot of activities on Wednesday, so I had a busy day on Wednesday, picking her up, giving her lunch, then taking her to a dance class. I got to watch her do such cute dance moves and things. It was a day that parents could watch, and I really loved that. I am walking a lot more now because the girl walks everywhere. We don't take any public transport, and so that means I walk everywhere. So on my very first day here, I had almost 20,000 steps. So I am definitely a busy bee, but it's good exercise, I suppose. And because of all the busyness of getting used to here and settling in, I've had a pretty calm and quiet week overall otherwise. I do additional teaching online sometimes, very casual job. It's really nice. Maybe I'll talk about it sometime on another video, but that's what I've been doing. And I often just relax, take a walk around, explore my new area. I've also been looking into language school options in my area, so hopefully I'll be able to get into one soon and continue my French learning, because it's been a little bit halted by all this change now between my host families. After school, I go to the park with her very often. Since she has such a different schedule, it's very hard for me to explain exactly what I do every day because it changes so much. But almost every day we went to the park and did some rollerblading and played on the park playground. We also did a lot of reading. She's required to do 20 minutes of English reading a day by her school. So we did a lot of that, and she's really getting into my reading style and my storytelling. So that's been fun. And so yeah, we've just been getting into a great routine. We've had a lot of silly 5-year-old conversations, as I'm sure you can imagine, and I'm enjoying it. I really do love children, so I'm loving my job, and it's only been 1 week, but compared to how I felt 1 week ago, moving in and having everything in my life change, to how I feel right now, I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling so settled and feeling really happy with the decision that I made to move here. So yeah, that's my first week here as an au pair. Tomorrow is my host girl's birthday, so she has a birthday party, so I might put in a little video or two from that. And I just went out this afternoon and bought her a couple things for a present, and it's such a treasure to be such an integral part of your host kids' lives, you know, and it truly is an honor. And so I'm really glad to be where I am. I feel that the Lord has brought me to where I am because a week ago, or more like 2 weeks ago, I suppose, I had no idea where I was going to live. I had no idea if I would find a new host family. I thought that it was quite hopeless at many points. But here I am, and I'm so glad for everyone who's been praying for me and supporting me, all my friends back at home. And I would really love to keep making some more videos during this journey. I've been meaning to make videos since I arrived here 3 months ago, but my life has been so crazy, so I thought, you know, how about I start with a fresh start, week 1 of my new host family, officially living within the Paris region, Ile-de-France, and a great new start for me. So if you'd like to see more videos, if you're also an au pair here, if you're thinking about becoming an au pair, if you used to be an au pair, if you just think that it's cool that I'm living in Paris and you'd like to see more, you can feel free to subscribe. You can feel free to write a comment. I'd love to do a Q&A one day about my life and everything that I can tell you guys. And I can't wait to keep sharing more things. So I'll see you guys later. Bye! Okay, happy Saturday. So I had a nice afternoon. I did some English teaching, and now I'm about to go out with some other au pairs in Paris. So I'm on my way to Paris now. I'm at the bus stop waiting and I'm excited. I think it'll be a nice night. We're gonna go have some dinner. I don't go out for dinner very often, but tonight I'm going. And the cutest thing happened today. As I left for dinner, the host kid I look after, she came up to me and she said, "I love you, Hannah." And I just almost melted from how cute that was. So yeah, just a little snippet of my day. The first time my host kid said "I love you" to me, and it was just adorable. Oh.